Let's do this, IG fam. Let's frickin' do this. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope all you guys are doing well. To all my fam on IG, I know this is kind of an unusual platform you're seeing me on, just because we always go live here and talk about like each team, each division, but we always go live here. But for some reason, technical difficulties have struck again. For some reason, I don't know why, but unfortunately, I am not able to see my guest or hear my guest on Instagram. They are able to see me. I don't know why I can't see them. It's just so weird. Makes no sense. So that's why we're doing it on StreamYard. If you're seeing this right now on IG, it's probably pre-recorded because we had to record on IG before switching over to Instagram because of technical difficulties. We are going to be doing the other divisions coming up in the next few days, but yeah, just bear with us. Sorry we had to do this on another platform, not on Instagram. But guys, welcome into the 6 divisions in 6 days, our baseball preview special. We went through the NL East a couple of days ago. Now we are going to go into another division, and then tomorrow we'll have, or Sunday we'll have another division, and then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday we'll have another division before the season officially kicks off on Thursday. We are about, folks, not gonna lie, we are about 6 days from opening day. That's right, baseball begins in 6 days. It is a very, very exciting time right now in baseball. We already had 2 games begin. Right, 2 like legit real games begin in the Dodgers and the Cubs at Tokyo, kicking off the Tokyo series and kicking off the season. And we have our final spring training games in Arizona and Florida tomorrow. If you're living on the East Coast, it's today, but we have our final spring training games, and then we have a couple spring training games that each team will have at their real ballparks. I'm going to the Giants-Tigers game. They're playing the Tigers. It's so weird, but I'm going to the Giants-Tigers game on Monday, this upcoming Monday night against the Detroit Tigers. Looking forward to going that game and watching some baseball, because, baseball is officially back. But yeah, man, baseball season is marching towards beginning, and it's just a very, very exciting time. We are going to be doing a baseball preview show on the IM6 network and the MI6 Sports Network coming up on Wednesday night, so check that out. I'm trying to see if my guests will be able to join us tonight. We'll see. I'm not going to reveal who it is tonight. You might think it's Callan, you might think it's someone else, but we'll see. I'll have you guys all standing on your toes, waiting for his arrival, but he's not here yet. But we'll jump into it. 6 divisions in 6 days. Tonight we are jumping in to the American League East. That is what our randomizer picked tonight. So we are going to go by what the randomizer said, and then we're going with the American League East. The American League East, in my opinion, guys, is going to be one of the fun divisions, one of the most fun divisions to watch in all of baseball. Because when you look at this division, there's a lot of intriguing storylines from top to bottom. There's a lot of uncertainty, coming into this season. You probably would have said the Yankees, because they went to the World Series last year. They won this division last year with Juan Soto, but Juan Soto is no longer a New York Yankee. Juan Soto is on a different team now. He's on the New York Mets. And so, the Yankees, they did reload, right? I felt like as a team, they got better. They instead of paying all that money to one person, they managed to spread it out. Got Max Fried on a big time contract. They picked up Cody Bellinger in a trade, who still has a lot to offer. They went and got Paul Goldschmidt. They have Garrett Cole and those guys. But this was before the spring, and the spring struck. And that's when Garrett Cole got Tommy John surgery, out for the year. Big blow. Luis Heel is going to be out at least until July with elbow injuries. So elbow injuries are just piling up left and right for the New York Yankees. And now this division is in flux. The predictions are going to have to change for this division. Let's get into each team here before we get into like an overall division preview and then prediction, and then we'll get into we're gonna get into like a surprise sleeper team to watch out for in this division, and then we're gonna get into a player that nobody's talking about to watch out for in this division. All right, so the Yankees, they went out and they got Cody Bellinger, they got Max Fried, they got Devin Williams. They also picked up Paul Goldschmidt on a 1-year contract. They lost, Garrett Cole for the season. They lost Luis Heel. He's going to be out for a good chunk of the season. You might not even see him the entire season. So this rotation now is all going to be up to Carlos Rodon, who's had a rocky start to his career as a New York Yankee. It's going to be all up to the newly acquired Max Fried. It's going to be up to a guy that a lot of people, I think, including myself, thought he was going to be out of New York. Like, it was just a matter of time until he was out of New York, and that is Marcus Stroman. Well, guess what? Due to the injuries, Marcus Stroman is now back into the mix as a starter for the New York Yankees. He's going to have to be a big part of the New York Yankees if the Yankees want to make major noise and get back to where they were last year. The bullpen. You talk about the bullpen with the Yankees. You got Luke Weaver, who was outstanding last year. He's back in the closer's role. Devin Williams is there as well. I think the Yankees bullpen. Look, the Yankees bullpen last year was Luke Weaver, and then it was who are you going to get production from? And we never knew who we were going to get production from. And so it was Luke Weaver and everybody else. This year you have Luke Weaver, you have Devin Williams there. Yes, they lost they lost Clay Holmes. He's a member of the New York Mets now, but I think the bullpen got deeper. I think it got a lot better, a lot of firepower there. And then you look at their lineup, right? They lost Gleyber Torres. He's now a Detroit Tiger. They got Aaron Judge back. They lost Juan Soto. Obviously, that was a big, big blow for the New York Yankees. But I feel like they got more deeper in that lineup. Paul Goldschmidt replaces Anthony Rizzo, and Paul Goldschmidt's absolutely going to rake, I feel like, at Yankee Stadium, especially with that short porch in right field. This is a guy that is a poo hitter. He loves to, hit the ball to the opposite field. I think he's made for Yankee Stadium. You look at Cody Bellinger. Like, Cody Bellinger is perfect for Yankee Stadium. Like, he's the guy that I've been wanting on the Yankees for so long. And now he's finally a New York Yankee. And I think he's going to thrive in New York, especially change of scenery. I think he's going to thrive there, especially with that short porch in right field. Volpe is a very intriguing candidate, because when you look at Anthony Volpe, right, he was hyped up as a lot of people said, oh, he was the heir apparent to Derek Jeter. He's got a great glove. He's got, great offensive firepower, this and that. Well, Anthony Volpe has been very good with the glove. I'll give him that. Anthony Volpe, however, has been a disappointment with his bat. He hasn't been a scrub offensively. No, he's been good offensively, but Anthony Volpe has unfortunately just not lived up to the hype surrounding his bat. Like, he was supposed to be a superstar with the bat, but he just hasn't. He hasn't been able to figure out the off-speed stuff that pitchers are throwing him. He's struck out a lot. Volpe this spring, however, has worked on a new swing. He is limiting the walks. He is not striking out a whole lot, which is good to see. Hopefully, it translates into the regular season. So he's an intriguing candidate because this is his third year now in the big leagues. And when it's your third year, typically that's the year where everybody's like, that is who you are. And that's to take the next step in your development to the next level step in your career. So Volpe's got to have a big year, especially with them losing Gleyber Torres this offseason to the Detroit Tigers. So I think the Yankees lineup overall, yeah, Soto's not there anymore. The star power is gone. But I think Bellinger and Goldschmidt, them, I think will thrive at New York at Yankee Stadium with that short porch. And I really believe that those two guys will be able to supplement the loss of production from Juan Soto. So I think the Yankees are going to be fine with them. I'm just worried about that pitching staff. It's just been ravaged by injuries. Now you're throwing rookies into the mix there. And, like we talked about with the Rangers and Jack Leiter, like it just never, ever, you don't want to be in that situation because you don't want to put a lot of pressure on your young kids. And so, that's why I don't understand why New York didn't go and get a Patrick Corbin. Like, I don't get why they didn't go and get a Kyle Gibson, a guy that's not they're not going to be the star, right? But they're going to give you production. They're going to eat innings for you. They're going to put less pressure on the kids to have to come up and be a star right away. Like, that's why I don't get why Brian Cashman and the New York Yankees did not do this offseason. It's definitely going to be interesting to see who steps up in the place of Garrett Cole. Like, I think, look, we talk about redemption story. Marcus Stroman, he's got to be the Marcus Stroman of the Toronto Blue Jays. He has to, for the New York Yankees, to be able to have no Garrett Cole to start the season. So I think, look, it's going to be a big season he has to have a big season for the Yankees. I think lineup-wise, I think they're going to be okay, especially with Bellinger. I think Bellinger is going to hit at least 40 home runs with the Yankees, especially in that AL East. A lot of hitters-friendly ballparks there. Paul Goldschmidt, I think, is going to have a renaissance of a season. I think he's going to hit at least 35 home runs for the New York Yankees. And I think Volpe is going to take that next step. I really do. I really like Anthony Volpe. Austin Wells is another he's a guy that, has to step up, obviously. Judge, what he's going to bring. Chisholm, I don't like the fact that Chisholm's hitting fifth. I think he should be the leadoff hitter for the Yankees. I think that will, with his speed, I think it just makes a lot more sense. But the Yankees lineup, I think, will be better. Or lineup will be fine. Bullpen, I am thinking that it's going to be better than last year with the addition of Devin Williams. Now you have two lockdowns in the 8th and the 9th. And then the rotation is the worrisome part for me. Marcus Stroman has got to have a redemption season for the Yanks and has to have a great year for the Yankees to not have Garrett Cole for a good chunk of the regular or good chunk for the season. So that's the Yankees. And Red Sox, the Boston Red Sox this offseason made a lot of moves. They got Walker Buehler, they got Alex Bregman. Among the moves that the Boston Red Sox made, they signed Aroldis Chapman as well. They also got Liam Hendricks, who is going to be a big part of their bullpen from, last year. He's rehabbing. Now he's back. Look, the Red Sox rotation, I just feel like, I don't know. I'm not really intrigued with the Red Sox rotation because when you look at the Red Sox rotation, there's a lot of guys that have had a lot of injuries. There's a lot of guys that, have had a lot of durability issues. And it's a lot of guys that are either kids or coming off down seasons that need to have a great year. And so I worry about the rotation for the Boston Red Sox. I think adding Walker Buehler, his experience, I think will help. But the thing is, Walker Buehler, he's being billed as a top tier pitcher. He's not a top tier pitcher. He's a guy that, struggled a lot last season before the World Series. I think he's going to be a solid starter for the Red Sox. I don't think he's going to be a sexy starter for the Boston Red Sox. The lineup, though, however, I really like for the Boston Red Sox. Like, look at this lineup for the Boston Red Sox. Alex Bregman, he's a guy that hits the ball to left field. He's a doubles machine. This guy's going to be a monster playing at Fenway Park. Thank God though that he's not a Philadelphia Philly, because I would have absolutely vomited. But that lineup, Devers, you have him, you have Bregman, Trevor Story's going to be back. I think that lineup's definitely going to be a lot deeper than it was last season. Obviously, I think Masataka Yoshida is a guy that a lot of people, I don't know why he gets a lot of hate. I mean, the guy, look, he's not putting up a batting average of 300. He doesn't hit 30 home runs, but he's a productive player. Like, I don't understand the hate. Yeah, he's not a great fielder, but the guy produces, and that's what matters. So I don't understand the hate towards him. The bullpen for the Red Sox, though, is going to be a big worry for me, just because, like, I don't trust. Look, I'm a Rangers fan, right? I know Aroldis Chapman. Aroldis Chapman is a roller coaster pitcher. That's what he is. He's going to have great times, and he's going to have times where you're like, why the hell is he even in the big leagues? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. He's going to be very wild at times. He's going to be dominant at times. I don't know if you want that to be like the closer for your team. That's what I heard. He's going to be the closer for the Boston Red Sox. And I'm just like, no, that cannot be like that. Cannot. He's a good 7th, 8th inning guy, but he's not closer material, unfortunately, because he's the guy that's going to, give you 2 punch outs and then walk 3 batters in a row. And then you're like, oh my God, man, my heart is going to beat off my chest. Liam Hendricks, I've watched this spring. He hasn't been good, and unfortunately the injuries might be catching up with him. He still throws hard, which is good, but we'll see. I think right now Alex Cora has them as Hendricks and Chapman as your closers in a closing battle right now. So we'll see who wins that one. But I think the Red Sox should have signed David Robertson. Like, I think he would have provided a steadiness in the back end of that bullpen. But yeah, for Boston, I'm worried about their starting pitching. I'm worried about their bullpen. I think their lineup's going to be able to hit, but I'm worried about the rotation, and I'm worried about the bullpen. Like, the bullpen worries me, especially with Chapman closing, potentially, especially with Hendricks closing and him getting just roughed up. I know it's a spring, but he's been getting roughed up. I would go out and sign someone or trade for someone if I'm the Boston Red Sox. Like, why not call up the St. Louis Cardinals and why not go get a Ryan Helsley? Like, why not go get one of those guys? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Let's turn our attention over to the Toronto Blue Jays. They didn't get an extension done with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Unfortunately, the last year, I think John Schneider is the problem.